Okay, welcome to another installment of IT Fundi, and today we'll be talking about more of security in our little nugget here. Nice to have you on, and yeah, this is for the YouTube thumbnail. Let's dive right in. Let me close that as well. So we'll discuss a few topics. We'll talk about social engineering, smishing, vishing, and phishing. I know some of those you might have heard about and some you might never have heard about, but I think we'll dive into that today and we'll enjoy. Social engineering. So first and foremost, like you can hear the word social engineering. So it involves a bit of manipulation, influencing someone to gain control over their system. How can this be done? Of course, it's all about using manipulation. It's all about tricking you. I think we've all received these scam calls, scam emails where you're told to click somewhere. Now, social engineering has a number of forms, and these are the ones that we can talk that we can see here from a glimpse. Then we'll dive into the three that are particularly for this context. Baiting, like the way you hear making bait, and you want someone to catch the bait, and of course you can fish them out like the way you would do when you're catching a fish. Never done that, but yeah, something of the sort. So it as it implies, you use a false promise, and one of the things that is very critical about social engineering is that it revolves around two concepts. There's the concept of a sense of urgency. Your account is being blocked now, act now, download software to remove malware, you have been locked out, and so on, like a sense of urgency. Do it right now, the opportunity may pass you by, and that's one of the premises of social engineering. It creates that sense of urgency and usually lower your guard. Then the second one is the aspect of greed. You're going to win $100, win an iPhone, share this with 10 groups and win this without really working hard, and we all know where that leads to. Yeah, so there's also scareware where you go to some websites and it's like download the software right now. There's pretexting and then phishing and then spear phishing. We'll go into that in another installment, but basically let's deal with phishing and its sisters or brothers, I don't know, maybe relatives. So the first one is smishing, and it sounds a bit strange, but yeah, the powers that be chose that to be a particular type of cybercrime where they send a malicious message and in form of a short text, and basically you're told to click on a link, or you can be lured into sending very vital information back to the person, and you actually become a victim to smishing. So this is basically with SMS. Here is a nice article. The internet is our presentation. It's our book that we can look at. At proof point here, a few things. So smishing, a cyber attack targets through SMS, as you can see, so short message service or text. Yeah, here a lot of tongue twisters, as you can see. So they deceive people, like I said, and then they tell you to click something or download some harmful malware or software. And then we'll also see, just like email based, they use the same thing with SMSs. Now, these are a bit interesting that because we get a lot of promotional messages from our service providers, you might find, you might receive one of these, for example, a job advert or something random, because we're used to just maybe clicking, because we trust SMS in a sense because it's more personal. An email, of course, there's a heightened awareness, but SMSs are one of the ways they can actually do this. They can share with you a link to a WhatsApp group, or with ending like with a like a link that ends with like WhatsApp or Telegram or something. And as you go there, either you'll go to a group that has scammers, or the link itself could redirect you to some other places or install something unbeknownst to you, and yeah, basically you become a victim. So there's the target selection. They always choose. Sometimes it's random, sometimes it's particular individuals. They craft the message with a sense of urgency, or maybe to arouse a bit of greed. They send it through SMS, and then through the interaction there is that they usually put a link or request you to follow back, which is rare, but it's usually a link. They collect the data, the stolen information, and of course they leave undetected. Now, the type of smishing attacks, this basically they range from the simple to the most sophisticated. There's one of account verification. We've noticed maybe your account is having an issue. Click this link to see if you verify, or if you can try to recover your account. There's lottery. We all know this. Win an iPhone with a spinning wheel. Share it into 10 groups, and you become the piggy bank for you. As you're sharing this message, you actually become a distributor or an advocate for malware. The other one is tech support scams. This is usually common with some of our brothers from the Asias, where there is Amazon gift cards and so on. Bank fraud alerts, the same thing. Tax in Uganda, this is not so common, but tax as well. Service cancellation, they're like, you have 2 days to renew your subscription, cancel here. Click here to renew and stuff like that. Malicious downloads, like you've been infected, download an app immediately and so on. I think that's something we have also seen. I also want to talk about using voice. This is where you receive those phone calls, and they start talking to you, and they tell you, yeah, there is this information, same tactic, just a different medium, trying to lure you to do something. And of course, Cisco here, like I said, this is our textbook with current information. Why should we do all the work when someone has already done it for us? So the long and the short of it basically is they use voice, and they're able to try to harvest information from you. Why do people engage in it? I think that's already known. The difference between the three. So we have phishing. So we've already discussed smishing. Vishing is with voice, as you can see nicely illustrated there. Now phishing, as we're going to see, so there is also how do phishing emails avoid detection? Of course, there's that information. I'll link that in the description. A lot of text scams, Medicare, receive free treatment, voice cloning, of course, with the advent of AI and so on. We can see the deep fakes and all. That, of course, deep fakes is for videos and photos, but basically, yeah, also audio can be cloned, and you can get manipulated from that. I think 11 Labs has a nice tool where you can actually get a sample of a voice, and then you can generate conversations. Yeah, so basically this is also something you ought to be aware of. Phishing, I think this is very common to most of us. Just always, if it's too good to be true, most likely it isn't true. Phishing, there's a bit of more description here about it. The definition here that they try to give to try to distinguish it more, but I think constantly I've emphasized phishing is about emails, phishing is about voice. So we'll see about phishing in a bit. So phishing basically works, it's also a social engineering scam. So all these are social engineering. Basically, you set a bait, lure someone to take the bait, harvest their information, disappear. And of course, do malicious things, sell their stuff on the dark web, or harvest their account, or sabotage things. So basically, yeah, there are many things you can do with this. Okay. And then maybe the last one is, how can you protect yourself? Because there is always much to lose. I think it's just being careful. Don't click malicious links. Don't give out information that easily. Even application portals, sometimes you send your academic documents and everything, CVs, email, phone number, information that can potentially help someone craft a password, craft a message that is specific to you. So even these application portals usually do it for reputable organizations. Yeah, for this installment, I think we've gone way past time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you later.